It's in the middle of the night during the American Civil War, and you hear a mortally wounded soldier moaning in pain. In a split second, you decide to help the soldier, so you drag him back to your camp to get him some medical attention. However, when you get to the outskirts of your camp, you realize that he is already dead. Not knowing who or what side he fought on, you light a lantern to finally get a good look at the young soldier. Once you set your eyes on him, you go numb with shock. This soldier is your own son. You thought he was still studying music in the South, but you didn't know that he had signed up to help fight for the war. Except he fought for the other side, the Confederates. The next morning, you ask your superiors if they can give your son a full military burial and if a group of Army band members could play a funeral dirge. However, you were only granted one musician for his burial. Choosing a bugler, you ask him if he could play a series of notes that you found in the pocket of your son's uniform. After that, the song was now known as Taps.
Imagine if that was you. It's a very powerful story, don't you think?
Yes, I think it's very moving.
However, that story is not true. It's only a myth.
Really?
Yeah, the true story of Taps is that it's actually part of another song called Tattoo. This song was originally used to end the day before it was changed to Taps. But who is the maker of Taps?
Taps was composed by Daniel Adams Butterfield. He was born in Yukon, New York, and was an Eastern superintendent of the American Express Company of New York when the Civil War broke out. Even though he lacked any military experience, he quickly rose in rank to be a colonel in the 12th Regiment of the New York State Militia. Eventually, he was promoted to brigadier general and was given the command of Army Potomac. Later on, he was awarded the Medal of Honor for the acts of heroism he committed.
However, one part of the myth that is true is that he only had one bugler.
Yes, his name was Oliver Wilcox Norton. He actually wrote about the experience. General Daniel Butterfield showed me some notes on a staff written pencil on the back of an envelope, asked me to sound them on my bugle. I did this several times, playing the music as written. He changed it somewhat, lengthening some notes and shortening others, but retaining the melody as he first gave it to me. After getting it to his satisfaction, he directed me to the sound that called for taps, thereafter in place of the regulation call. The music was beautiful on that still summer night, and was heard far beyond the limits of our brigade. The next day I was visited by several buglers from neighboring brigades, asking for copies for the music, which I gladly furnished. I think no general order was issued from my Army headquarters authorizing the substitution for the regulation call, but as each brigade commander exercised his own discretion in such minor matters, the call was gradually taken up through the Army of Potomac.
Okay, well that makes more sense because since Butterfield was wounded during this time of the Gaines Mill battle, you would think that it would have been hard to compose a song. But as Norton says, Butterfield only revised an original song. However, this fact is not to take credit away from Butterfield, it's more to make this whole situation clearer.
But why did Butterfield compose Taps in the first place? As far as I understand, a song was already being played at the end of the day. What with being wounded and stuck in a sick camp prompted Butterfield to compose a song?
Well, he composed Tats because he thought that the original song that was played was way too formal.
That's it?
Yeah, he must have felt pretty strongly about changing that song.
I see. Well, nowadays you can hear that song being played for a fallen soldier at their funeral. This tradition started at a funeral during the Peninsular Campaign in Virginia, when a cannoneer was killed in action. Captain John C. Tidball wanted a burial for him, but since the enemy was so close, he thought that the traditional 3 volleys would resume the fighting.
Yes, and when the song was first played, words were put to it.
Go to sleep, go to sleep, go to sleep. Put out the lights, put out the lights, put out the lights.
Those were the first and informal lyrics, but more lyrics have been added. Some of the most popular verses are, day is done, gone the sun, from the hills, from the lake, from the sky. All is well, safely rest, God is nigh. Go to sleep, peaceful sleep. May the soldier or sailor God keep. On the land or the deep, safe in sleep. Love, good night, must thou go, when the day and the night need thee so. All is well, speedeth all to the rest. Fades the light, and afar goeth day and the stars. Shineth bright, fare thee well, day has gone, night is on. Thanks and praise for our days, neath the sun, neath the stars, neath the sky. As we go, this we know, God is nigh.